Hey, what's up? Welcome to the AV Club podcast. My guest today is a friend of mine who I met in college, and her name is Casey Meyer. Casey drove all the way from Dallas to Austin, which is like 3 hours. Don't know why she did it. She's freaking awesome for that. But it was really cool because she has such a unique story, and it was really good to sit down with her and catch up. She actually just had her baby not too long ago, maybe a couple days ago or a week or something like that. So congratulations, Casey, on the new baby girl, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since we've seen each other.
It has. I was thinking about that actually. It's been what, like 3 years, 2 years?
Oh my, yeah.
2 years, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time I saw you. Probably like at a fraternity event.
Yeah. Definitely up at college, tech. Yeah. AK Psi.
Mm-hmm. Did you stay in that your senior year?
No.
Yeah, I figured.
No.
I feel like a lot of people dropped out of that.
I mean, I was still in it, like me and Maddie. And
just
like,
didn't go.
I wasn't involved at all after that.
It was, so that was interesting. That was like, so just for context, I gotta clarify, whatever. AK Psi was a business fraternity that we were in. It was like a co-ed, like not an actual fraternity is what I like to say, more of an organization that had like chapters all over America pretty much. And it was cool at first, but I think as time went on, it got worse. Not even worse, just like less fun, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think it, like, because I got involved with like the exec position too. And like, once I got into that, it was just like a lot. And I think the friend groups, like the old, because I was like with the older, like age, upper levels, whatever you call them. Once they all started graduating, it kind of just like fell off in a way. But my brother actually is a freshman at Tech, and he just joined it, and he really likes it. So
that's cool. That's
and
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, I loved it. I'm so glad I did it. Like, I consider like every one of them, like you, like my brother still, you know, like Kathleen, my big, like I still talk to her, and like she's my sister, like my sister, older sister. So
yeah, she's in Austin, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she's about to have her baby.
Wow.
And like, I think this next week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is she having? A boy or a girl?
Boy, yeah.
A boy. Wow. That's so wild. That's cool.
Yeah.
She been giving you tips and stuff? Advice?
Yeah, once she found out, like once I announced my pregnancy, she was like, oh my gosh, like no way. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then like we were texting, and like I kind of asked her like, you know, how's it been for you? Everyone wants to know like, how's your pregnancy been and stuff. So yeah, we were talking for a while there, but yeah, she's almost due, which is so crazy. Yeah, I feel like cool. She was just like recently pregnant.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's how it's been with my pregnancy too.
Yeah.
It's gone by so fast. I'm already like in month 5.
You're already 5 months along?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'll be like 6 months in like 2 weeks. It's so fast.
Wow.
It's crazy.
How has that changed your life at all?
I mean, with my boyfriend, like we've had to figure out like a lot of like life stuff, you know, like living situations. And my pregnancy's been like super easy though. Like I honestly haven't had any like horrible morning sickness or nausea or any of that. So it's been like I've really enjoyed my pregnancy, and we have like a good support system. Like both of our families, it's like the first grandbaby on like both sides. Cool. So like they're both so excited, and we just had our gender reveal, and like a lot of friends and like our family came and wanted to celebrate with us, and everyone's been really excited that
that's cool.
Like when we first was telling them, or like when they found out. So it's been really enjoyable. I've really liked it. It's honestly crazy. It's like, it's still crazy to me that like I'm pregnant because it was a surprise.
Right,
but
right.
I love it. Like I just like, we found out we're having a girl.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I can't wait for that, because I've always like wanted like a little girl, you know. And
yeah, of course.
now I'm like little mini me, and it's just going by so fast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her.
That's interesting, because like from the outside perspective of just any pregnancy, it normally seems like it goes by really slow, because like you're not keeping up with it every day. You're not really involved, unless it's like, you know, like unless it would be like my fiance or my wife or whatever. But normally when I see somebody's like Kathleen. It's like, you're right. Like, it's like she just got pregnant and now she's about to have her baby.
Yes.
Same with like, I have friends from high school who have similar situations, and I'm like, whoa, you already had your baby? That's cool.
I know. Like, and honestly, I feel like everyone and their mother is pregnant right now. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's something in the water or the air. Like, if you breathe it in at the wrong time.
Not over here.
Well, be careful because it could. Every time I look on social media, 1, 2, 3 people I know are pregnant. Like,
dang.
It's always like, I feel at least twice a week.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Someone I know is announcing
That's
their
crazy.
pregnancy.
I don't even know that many people. That's awesome. Casey, so first of all, thank you for coming all the way out here from North Dallas.
Yes.
How far was that drive? 4 hours almost?
No, it was only 3.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it was nice and easy. Yeah.
Cool. Are y'all here like doing other stuff, or are y'all just doing this and then?
Nope, we're just here for the pod.
Damn, that's awesome. That makes me feel happy.
Yeah, I was so excited to come.
I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Wow. That's weird. You're the second person that's like traveled strictly for the podcast, like made a weekend of it, and like it feels weird to me because usually I have to catch people when they're coming to town or catch people when they're passing through, or people who are local, and so it's really interesting to have somebody come and like take the time out of their weekend.
Oh yeah, no,
That's cool.
was so excited to do it.
Yeah,
like I love
that.
podcasts, and it's exciting that like I have a friend that does it, and you do really well with it. So I was like, oh yeah, you better have me on here.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's cool. And you were honestly on my like the list of people that I wanted to reach out to. Because of your story and how interesting it is. I remember we had a conversation at, I think it was like a Starbucks, like had to have been, if the last time we saw each other was 3 years ago, then it had to have been like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But you kind of told me about your story, which is kind of what I want to talk about, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's start off from the very beginning.
Okay.
Literally the very beginning, because that's like a big part of your story. So where are you from? And I guess just continue from there.
Yeah, so I'm from Russia. I was adopted from Russia when I was 5. And, and then I've lived, in Texas ever since then. So now 18 years? 18 years. And I mean, I spoke fluent Russian when I first came over here, so I didn't know what was going on at all.
Yeah.
I had to take ESL, English as a second language for my first year. But I picked up English really fast. If you'd asked me speak Russian, I don't know. I can't
anymore. Yeah.
I lost it so fast, and I picked up English really fast, and I didn't have anyone around me to talk or speak in Russian. So I mean, that sucks. I wish I had a Russian accent, but
yeah. Dang, that would be wild.
God knew if I had a Russian accent, it'd be too powerful, I swear. It'd just be crazy. I feel I wish I did, but I don't. And I mean, eventually one day, I want to relearn the language, but
yeah. I'm sure it wouldn't be, I mean, it'd probably still be hard, but so my brother, he took Russian in college at Tech. He went to Texas Tech.
Oh, really?
And he was learning it very fast, because with a language like that, you can't pass like you would in a Spanish class, because it's harder than that. So you actually have to put in the time and effort. And he learned it really fast. He wasn't fluent or anything, but he could speak sentences.
That's so cool.
And he had a roommate that said that he would talk on his sleep in Russian, which is kind of freaky, but
that's what my parents used to say I did when I first was adopted.
Really?
They said I would sleep talk in Russian.
Yeah. That's wild. Kind of freaky, but I mean, it makes sense if that's the language.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think going off that, I think it'd be easier for you to learn than me.
Oh yeah. It's for sure still in subconscious
somewhere
or whatever.
There,
yeah. And I wish I would have honestly taken the time to take Russian in college.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
I wish I would have done that. Yeah. And I just told myself, no, I'm going to wait and make sure I actually get it down. But that would have been perfect opportunity, because I could have so done it. And
yeah.
Honestly,
it would have been hard, because college, depending on how certain people want their college experience to be, it's if you really want to study and use it as a time to learn, then that's cool. But that's not what I did. I just kind of went through the motions of it, So it's if you're not actually doing it with the interest of learning, I feel it would be hard. It would be just as hard.
That's what I mean. I did just the motions too, because now I look back, I'm dang. I wish I would have done stuff I was like actually interested in.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. But yeah, that's wild. But so you spoke Russian when you were young, and then you just got, what's it called? Assimilated, when you like go into a new culture and you just learn it really quickly and kind of forget yours.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I picked it up like really fast is what I was told. I mean, I don't really remember like all of that parts, but I remember like, so in Russia in an orphanage, they like cut your hair, keep your hair really short because of lice. Yeah. And so I like look like a boy. Yeah. And I was like adopted, and I would go to school and stuff. And I couldn't speak English, but like a lot of people, like kids in kindergarten, thought I was a boy. Yeah. Because I legit look like a boy, just like wearing like girl clothes, I guess. Wow. And so I don't really remember all that, but I know I look back in pictures, I was like, oh yeah, I've that hair. Yeah. Yeah, for That's sure. Funny. Mm-hmm.
That's wild. So you got adopted, and then I'm not trying to like spoil anything, but like you basically had a situation where like it was a bad situation, right?
Yeah. So I was adopted by this family, and I lived, so the last name Meyer, Casey Meyer. So that was my like American name. Yeah. And so that family I live with them for what I think like 12 years, like 5 to 17. And I moved out of that family in that house. And I went to go live with a friend rest of the senior before I went to college. Yeah. And I actually got sent to a boarding school sophomore, junior year. And it's not like Zoe 101 boarding school. Yeah. It was like, I like would compare it to like Girls Incarcerated. I don't know if you ever seen that show.
Yeah, I think my fiance watches that.
Yeah.
Or she has.
So like when I watch it, I'm like, oh my gosh, PTSD. I mean, it wasn't that intense, but like it's kind of similar in a way. It was in Louisiana. Dang. Like the middle of nowhere.
Wow. Yeah. So you literally got like shipped off to like a deserted school, like basically like isolated.
It was like where a lot of court ordered kids would get sent instead of like doing like, I mean, I didn't go to court or anything. Like parents could send their kids there, you know, like, but it was like, a lot of court ordered kids got sent there from like all over the country, like New York, California, Colorado, like literally anywhere. So yeah, I was there for like 8 months in high school, I think my junior year, and then I came back home and I like lived with that like remainder of that family for another like 5 months, I would say. And then I moved out because it was like a very like toxic, like abusive kind of situation, like, you know, emotionally, mentally, verbally. And so I live with a friend that I'd honestly like never met her parents or anything. Like she was just like a mutual friend that I had, and we never like hung out one-on-one, but like she knew who I was. And, I randomly just like hit her up and just was like, hey, like, look, I'm basically like getting kicked out of my house, and like, I need, like, could I come like stay with you or whatever? Like, dang. Honestly, I thought she was like an only child, but like she had a younger brother. And I don't know why I reached out to her. Like, I think it was just like a God thing where, I mean, I've never met her parents or family. Like, I don't actually know where she lives. But, yeah, like, her mom said, yeah, and I guess it was only supposed to be for a weekend. And I, like, packed 5 trash bags and went to, like, my last high school football game of the season, and then went to her place and ended up staying for a year. Dang. Yeah.
And is that who you're currently like?
So no, I actually just got readopted by my like
recently.
In like March, like legally.
Oh, that's awesome.
By like my family now, which is like, you know, my mom Teresa.
Yeah, she's freaking awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome, and I love her. And so by that family, Teresa and Mark, they like legally adopted me just for like legal purposes. Now that like I'm older, and so I can like I kept my last name Meyer, but like records and stuff. So yeah, I'm like technically adopted twice, which is kind of crazy.
That's unique. Yeah. I mean, your whole story is pretty unique, but that's like an added like cherry on top.
Yeah. And so they're like, you know, blended family. So I feel like I fit just like right in. Teresa has like 2 kids of her own, and then Mark has 3 kids of his own. And like, there's already 3 different last names in the family. So it's like, what's one more last name, you know, like doesn't really matter. And now there's like 6 kids total, and it's always chaotic and something going on, but like I love them, you know, and they, and cool. Like I've only really known them only for like, what, like 4 or 5 years, but which is crazy to think about. That now, like, but I've always considered them like my brothers and sister. Yeah. It's what, 4 brothers and 1 sister. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And me. Yeah. 6. So yeah. And like, I don't know, we just like all bonded really quick. And it's just a big family in general, blended family. So like they've all had to like learn to get along with each other from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was pretty easy. And it was just like a blessing in disguise. I remember when I was in like 5th grade and we had to do like this research paper over like influential person or something you do in 5th grade where you go in the library, like pick out a research book or like biography. Yeah. And I remember I just randomly chose Mother Teresa. Like I did my research paper over Mother Teresa and in 5th grade. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I have my own Mother Teresa. Like funny. She's seriously a saint. And it's just like crazy to think about that. Like it all came to like a full circle.
Yeah. You know, it's wild is that it has really nothing to do with what you just said. But in college, I had a paper where I had to interview a business professional, right? Some sort of business owner or somebody who had leadership within a business. And
you did my mom.
I did Teresa. Yeah, I did your mom. Do you remember that?
My mom.
I reached out to you and I was like, "Hey, what's your mom's number? I got to do this project." You don't remember that?
No, I like I remember it now that like you mentioned it, but I totally forgot about that because I also did her for a research paper
That's so
too.
Funny. Yeah. That's funny. And I was like, maybe I can actually get a job with her. But I didn't.
Oh my God, no. She loved like doing that too. Mm-hmm. She loved you. She's like, oh my gosh, yeah, Aaron.
We met each other. We met like once, legit one time, but it was
at AK Sci function, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was so wild. Mm-hmm. Very full circle-y.
And y'all just have this bond, and she still is like, how's Aaron doing? Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's just got like engaged and stuff.
It's cool. And it's like social media. I see her. She's got her own business still. She's doing like the hot work stuff.
Yeah, so they opened up their own Hot Works, like the franchise, and they're about to open up their 3rd here pretty soon. So, cool. They're just kicking it. They're rolling. And, you know, I know the pandemic was kind of hard when they first opened up their first one, but, yeah, they're doing great. I think they're supposed to open up 4 or 5. So,
jeez, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dang, they're killing it.
It's amazing, yeah.
That's really cool. So, before I start asking you questions about current day, I just wanted to touch on your story is so unique and when I remember first hearing it, and I was like in shock for the rest of like the week. I was like, "What?" Because that is so wild. We just watched the Marvel movie, The Black Widow. You ever seen that?
No.
So the premise of like, you know who the Black Widow is in Marvel? It's like Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
She's like adopted. They spoke Russian.
Oh, I didn't even know all that.
But like when she got adopted, it was like for secret agent stuff. So she like learned how to fight and kill people and stuff because she's like an assassin.
Low key, I'm like a spy, so don't tell anyone.
Sorry. Yeah. Nobody's going to hear this. So yeah, that was wild. I was like, oh, that's interesting because Casey's coming on this weekend. It like was very similar to me. Yeah. But I remember first hearing that story and it was a total shocker. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then at first I was like, should I feel like sorry for this girl? Because she's gone through a lot. And then just the way you carry yourself as a human, you're like, no, don't. Like, I didn't ever ask you, but like the way you carry yourself, you're very strong. And I was like, oh no, she can do it anything she wants. She literally made it through like the worst of things. And like, I don't know, it was cool. But
I appreciate that. That's nice.
It's really cool. It was super interesting. I was very fascinated with it and still am because it's an incredible story. But first of all, have you gone back to Russia? I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but have you ever gone back?
No, I haven't. I definitely want to. Yeah, I want to, and I want to learn Russian before I really go back, honestly, so I can go into the like visit orphanages or like if I go back, I want to do some sort of like mission work.
Yeah.
but I've like definitely, that's like on my like bucket list, like kind of like a goal, long-term goal of mine is to go back and kind of like visit where I was from and stuff.
That's so wild. Yeah, it's like, whenever I heard their story, I was like, wow, this sounds like a freaking movie. But to you, how does it feel to you? Like, do you ever, I mean, I don't think anybody ever feels like they're from, like, oh, I never feel like I'm from West Texas. You know, I'm just living. But like, do you ever like think back and look on it and be like, that feels like a different lifetime ago, or like a different
so I don't
life.
really like, I mean, not really, because I've been in like America for so long now, and like I'm an American. I mean, I have dual citizenship, so like I'm still a citizen of Russia and United States, and I actually did like an ancestry test, DNA test, and like the 23andMe, and came back like 99% Russian. Dang. And like,
so you didn't make it up.
No, I know. I was like making sure like my life's not a lie. And yeah, I'm like 98.9% Russian, and then like the rest European.
Dang.
So that, like, when I think about that, I'm like, oh, that's like super cool, you know, but I don't really think, because I don't really remember much, you know. Sometimes when I was younger, I would think I would remember, like, sometimes, you know, you have kind of like those dreams or like weird like feelings about like certain, like, oh, the smell or like this kind of thing, you know, sensory stuff. But I feel like since I don't really know much, I don't really think about it. Yeah, like my birth certificate's all in Russian, which is like really cool.
That's
and like
cool.
Looking back at like the pictures I have, like I look Russian, you know. And people are always like, when I tell them I'm Russian, they're like, you look Russian. And I'm like, you would have never known. I'm like, well, how do I look Russian? Until now I say I'm Russian. You're like, oh, yeah, you are Russian.
Yeah, I can see it, actually.
Whatever. Everyone says that. But I don't really think much of it. Honestly, I want to get, like, sometime eventually to get, like, hypnotized, where they kind of, like, you kind of remember, like, stuff from, like, when you were younger.
Yeah.
So that's, like, always, like, really interested me. And like, I kind of want to know how that was like. I mean, I lived in an orphanage, and like my mom passed away when I think I was like 2 or something. And so I think my grandma like couldn't take care of me. And so I lived in this orphanage, and I know everyone like hears stories about like, you know, orphanages and stuff. And it's like the real deal. Like, you're there with 16-year-olds and they kick you out, like, especially girls when you're 16. It's not like, oh, you're there until you're 18, but when you're 16, they just like kick you out and like you're on the streets and stuff. So I'm definitely blessed to have the life I live.
Right.
And, you know, the opportunity to like live in America, because who would have known what would have happened if I didn't get adopted, you know? Crazy to think about. Yeah.
It's a wild realization that you potentially could have family over there, maybe like other relatives, or probably no siblings, right? I assume. Yeah,
on my birth certificate, it like no siblings. It only has my mom, and I think she was 19 when she had me, so like fairly young. And my dad like isn't on the birth certificate. So
that's so wild. Like, he could still be somewhere in Russia, or anywhere in the world. That's wild to think about.
It is crazy.
Did somebody have to tell you that you were from Russia, or did you know? Like, whenever you were of age to where you could like start understanding, was somebody like, hey, you are not from this country, you're from a different country? Or
honestly, like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like, I just, when I don't really remember when I was 5. I remember like some things, you know, like Christmas time or like little activities and like sports, but no, I don't really remember like conversations like that. Like, I don't remember. I remember in English, and when I was taking ESL, I think the first word that I like spelt and like could say, or I was like super proud of, was like soccer. I think that was like the first English word, but I don't remember really much about like.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, I don't, and I'm from here, and I had a pretty normal life.
Yeah, like, it's just like that seems like so long ago, and like honestly like a different life when I was that young and still speaking Russian. And I know like my old family had like videos. My dad would take like videos of me speaking Russian, and like they would tell me I would like flip them off a lot. Like, I didn't know what that meant. Like,
that's funny.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it was just like, I don't know. I feel like I was just like, how dogs are.
Yeah.
Like they don't actually, do they know what's going on? I don't know. I feel like I was just like in lost land.
Yeah.
And how to figure it out. But
that's funny.
I don't remember any of it. I wish I did.
You had dog brain.
Yeah. We'll call it dog brain. That's a good one.
That's so wild. That's, Casey, your lid just came up. It's okay. You good?
Yeah.
You continue?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so wild. That's interesting to think about. But also, like I said, I really don't remember anything from my child. I mean, I also don't have the best memory. And probably not. You were probably really young. But sometimes I get glimpses back of like, especially when somebody says something that triggers it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did. Like, oh yeah, I did go to Texas Tech. I was in a fraternity. That's right. Like something will trigger something. Do you ever have anything like that? Or not from Russia, obviously, but like maybe from like,
yeah, I feel like that's how a lot of like my life is from like my childhood, because like I did not, like I was blessed in like where I live, the city, and like where I grew up, and like I didn't have it horrible, like I didn't. Yeah. But my life, I had like on the outside a good life, but like it was just like, I was just so unhappy and like in such a bad, like toxic environment that I feel like I blacked out a lot of things. Like my brain doesn't like let me remember some stuff, but if I like think about it or like tell stories, I'm like, oh yeah, this and this happened.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't really think about that or really remember things in that way.
Yeah.
Unless like I like actually think about it, if that makes sense.
No, that does. No, that does make sense. That does make sense. Do you feel like that past and that just those facts of how you grew up and how you were raised and coming to America and all that stuff, do you think that's made a huge impact on how you are today? Do you think you'd be totally different if you just had a normal life? What do you? That's a weird question.
Yeah,
but like,
no, I definitely think it has, like, it's made me like who I am. First, like I'm Russian, like that's already in itself. Like,
yeah, true. Tough.
I feel like they already have their own kind of like personalities and like distinct characteristics. So that for sure, yeah. And I think just like now that like I'm having my own kid, and like reading up about like how they like start developing and like learning, and how like even in the womb, like it kind of like shapes them to be who they are when they're like older and stuff, and so I think all of that has like shaped me to be who I am too, and like kind of going like making my own choices when I was like 17 to like leave an entire family and like kind of figure out and go on my own. Yeah, like it's definitely shaped me to be who I am today, and like I'm definitely and I'm totally different than who I was then. Like I've changed a lot. Like when high school, middle school, and like then like I'm not the same person, like I just feel like I've grown exponentially from those times, and now I'm gonna be a mom, so it's just like kind of full circle, kind of crazy, you know. And I can be like the mom that I feel like I never really had until like I met Teresa. And so she's like exactly like the mom I want to be to like my children. So it's like,
that's cool.
It all came around, like in like full circle moment. And now I'm having a girl, so I can have that like mother-daughter bond,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Life is crazy.
Your life is crazy.
It's
life is crazy.
In general, yeah.
That's wild. That's so cool though. It's very interesting, especially now that I guess hindsight's 2020, right? Like you see, oh, I chose this path. Maybe it was foolish at the time, but it kind of helped me grow the way I am now. And now you're like, yeah, you're having trouble with that lid, huh?
Yes.
You don't have to keep the lid on there if you don't want to. Yeah. That'll help.
Take it off,
yeah, I think it's just wild. Like, especially now you can look back and just be like, because you made it out pretty much. You made it out of the hard times as a young adult or a young teenager, or and you do get to apply that to your kid, which is super cool. Are you going to try to teach your kid another language, Russian perhaps, or Spanish or something?
Oh God.
Not you specifically, but like there's ways you can like TV. I think there's like things you can purchase.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Like why not, honestly? Like why not? And it can help. Like, and you learn the language when you're younger, like better anyways. So yeah, I think that'd be cool. I always think like it's super cool when kids are like duolingual and like you have no idea, but yeah, why not? I think that'd be cool. And also like I can learn it at the same time too. So, cause I know Spanish, like not a lot, not like fluent, but I know more Spanish than I do Russian, which I'm like, well, dang, but
that's funny.
It's just how it is. So yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I want to get into like, what is it called? Rosetta Stone or like those learning language tools. Yeah. To
That'd
like help with that. And they have all these like, you know, Spanish TV shows, like kids shows that would be like so easy just to like turn on and
true.
The baby can just
Dora,
like
right?
pick it up. Yeah. Coco Melon. I don't know.
Is that a thing? Coco Melon?
I know it's a TV show. I don't actually know what it is.
Oh, but that's funny.
It might be like, I don't know. I have no idea, really.
What about, so you graduated from college in what, 2020?
Yes.
I graduated in 2019, so you were the year after.
I'm trying to think. No.
Last year?
2021.
2021.
Yeah, last May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, how does it feel being out of college? It's like it's a weird feeling, right?
It is. It was weird for a while. Like I look back, I'm like, dang, college was the best. Like it was just like it wasn't actual like real life. Like you don't really actually like realize that until you're out of college.
Yeah, I agree.
It's kind of like this like long camp in a way that you're at.
Yeah.
That you just it's the best. Like it was the best time of my life. Like I met my like best friends there, like my roommates Maddie and Tay and then Avery. Like we all lived together all 4 years and we just had so much fun. But yeah, like after graduating, I planned on going to Africa.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
Yeah, so that was my plan, and now I'm pregnant. But
is that why you didn't go?
No.
Yeah, that's why. No. I was like, wait.
No, I mean, I wanted to go so bad because, like, I wanted to do like mission. I was gonna do volunteer work over there, and I didn't want to like jump into corporate world yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of like political unrest was happening over there at that time, and like the program I was going with was sending out like kind of like alerts, like not canceling the program, but like, hey, just like letting you know, like red alert, there is like political unrest and like stuff like that. And
that's hilarious.
My parents weren't like too thrilled about it. Like they were kind of like worried about me going, and it was just a very like impulsive decision. And in my head, like I always told myself I'm going to go to Africa, like eventually. And I always wanted to do it after I graduated college. But I guess I didn't like verbalize that to everyone around me. So like when I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Africa after college, everyone's like, what? Where's this coming from? I'm like, I always wanted to go. And they're like, since when? And I'm like, what do you mean since when? Like since forever. And so I guess they didn't know about that. So they were kind of like just thrown off by me going like, peace out. Like I was going to go for 3 months.
I'd be thrown off too. That's a long time to be in a different country.
Yeah, it wasn't for like a week or two. I was like 3 months. And at first it was 4 months, and then I would like start thinking about it. I was like, no, I think 3 months is a good marker. So I was like set on going. I talked about it all the time, and it really just didn't get anywhere. And at the end of it, I looked back and I was like, I don't think that was really like God's plan for me at that time. I think I was just like trying to push it and like do it on my own. Yeah. And like force it, and nothing was lining up. Like I wasn't getting the funding. Like I wasn't saving my money either. So I was like kind of like scrambling to like just have it like appear right before I went. And I kept pushing back the date. Like I was supposed to go this day, and then I was going to go, 4 weeks later, like 3 weeks later. And like everyone around me like was like, oh yeah, like no one really believed I was going. I mean, now I didn't go, so like joke's on me, but I was kind of like, no, I'm going to prove everyone wrong. Like I'm going to be in Africa. So like I was trying to like manifest it, talk about it all the time, like telling people, yeah, I'm going to Africa. Like I was going to go to Zambia and do volunteer work, home building and like renovation and stuff, like hands-on work. And I still want to do that eventually.
Mm-hmm. Still can. Yeah,
I still can. And I just don't think it's like honestly the best time right now with, you know, everything going on in the world. So it worked out that I didn't go, because who knows, I could have got stuck over there with, you know, COVID and like.
Or you could have got killed or something.
Yeah. you know, yeah, you could get killed anywhere, but yeah, I guess Africa has a higher rate. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, that's true. You got me thinking now.
Yeah.
I'm never leaving my house. Yeah, that's interesting. I think, first of all, that's a huge leap from college. It's almost less scary to jump into not the political world, but the corporate world. Like,
I think that's what it was. I just was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I would say 2 months before my graduation, like I had just dyed my hair purple. Like maybe I just like wasn't, I don't know. Like
you did?
Yeah.
Dang.
You didn't know that?
I don't. No.
Yeah, neither did anyone. Like my mom thought it was a wig.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually, oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. And so I just dyed my hair purple and I was graduating and then I was going to Africa. Everyone was like, what's happening? And I'm like, I'm just like, this is what I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
But now I'm working a corporate job and like.
That's cool. Let's get into that. Where are you working at and why and where is it? And
right. So I just started this new job with Southern Glazer. You probably heard of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wine and alcohol distributor. I just started pretty recently in December 13th, and I was working at a different job at this, like, it's called XOXO Dining Room. It was like a restaurant venue, this like big popular place in Dallas to go to. And I was doing the marketing, social media and stuff. And I was like so desperate for a job when I first graduated college, and like I finally moved back home, and it was hard because I wasn't like actively looking before I graduated because I was so set on like going to Africa.
Right.
And so then plans changed and I was like, oh, now I need a job. And like, I really only didn't have a job for the first month. I was living at home, but that felt like forever. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a bum. Like I'm unemployed. I don't have a job. My parents don't think like I'm looking for a job. Like it was just hard.
Yeah,
and
it's a rough time.
Everyone's like, well, everyone's hiring, but like it's not that easy when you're looking for a full-time like job like that, you know, out of college.
Yeah, and in my experience, like you search for jobs, you send in applications. You could literally send in 100 applications, and
that's what I was doing.
None of them could get looked at all because like the way that it works on those like large job websites like Indeed or Glassdoor. Sorry, clear my throat. Basically, like, there's AI programs that run and they look for keywords and stuff.
Yeah, like third-party programs.
And
like,
and then when yours, there's like thousands or hundreds of people at the minimum, thousands of people for some positions that are also being applied to. So like if they find some keywords but not as many as another one, then you're not even going to get a human looking at your resume, you know, even if you're like the best candidate for the position.
Yeah, it's such a disadvantage doing that. And it, like, yeah, that's what would happen. Like I really wanted to work for Southwest Airlines, and like I kept submitting my application or my resume, and every time it would be like denied. And I'm like, you don't even know who I am.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not fair.
It's really weird.
And so it was like really frustrating in that month. Like just felt like forever. Like, am I ever going to get a job? Like, and so, I finally got this like hook job connection at this restaurant venue, and I was doing that, and that was fun. I enjoyed it. It was in Dallas. So like the drive was 45 minutes every day there and back.
And traffic, I'm sure.
Traffic. Yeah. And then I found out I was pregnant. And the first trimester, like, I'm exhausted. Like, I've just never been more exhausted than my first time. And so that drive was really hard. Like, it was just really hard on me. And the more I got into my pregnancy, I was like, I want to look for a stay-at-home job or, like, a remote job.
Yeah.
That would, like, help. And then driving to Dallas would give me anxiety because people just, like, don't care, like, when they're on the road in Dallas. Like, they're maniacs. And so I was like, I really want to look for a work-at-home job. And you know, again, there's so many hiring work-at-home, but, like, are there really? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, even that was hard. And so now I had, like, it's all about connections is what.
100%.
Like, yeah, it's just really connections. And so my friend that I lived with in high school, like, after I just moved out for that year, she works at Southern Glazer, and she was my connection into that job. And so now
That's
like
good.
We work together. We don't see each other because we work from home and like off days, but
right.
yeah. So
you do work from home?
Yeah,
Dang, so
I work from home. Yeah, so I got a work from home job. It's like 2 days. It's supposed to be 2 days in the office and 3 days at home. But with like COVID cases rising and like all this recently, since I've started, I really have just been working from home every day.
Yeah.
Which has been nice, and they keep pushing back the date to like go in the office.
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of companies are realizing that you don't have to work in the office, which is wild that it's been like that for, well, I guess it's been like that forever, right? You've had to go into a physical office, get into like a cubicle or whatever it is like your company does.
Usually a cubicle, yeah.
Yeah, but like now that COVID happened, like people are realizing, and there's like, so I did a job in Dallas, and then I did a couple jobs in Austin, like throughout the year. And I'm like, nobody's in these huge, like high rise buildings. There's like floors of them that are just empty because the businesses have like a work from home mandate. So nobody shows up to their physical building. And so it's like, there's probably these big skyscrapers you see are nowhere near filled anymore.
Oh, yeah. They're probably empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
We did work for, I do like video stuff, so I get contracted out every now and then. And I went to Dallas recently, and we filmed a bunch of doctors.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and they came in from, like, this is literally in Dallas, right? Like 10 minutes away from downtown. And these doctors were coming in from like hours away to do this filming because they were like the leaders in their field. But they didn't have to go to work anymore. So people are like living far and working like in those places.
Yeah.
It was really weird, and the office was empty, and they were like, yeah, sometimes the marketing people come in or the accounting people come in, but other than that, it was like a ghost town. I was like, what the heck?
That's so true. Yeah, one of my coworkers, or like this lady I trained with at my new job, she said that when they had that work from home mandate for like 15 months when it first hit, she had just started, and she was like, well, I went to Washington. She went to Washington. She was like, because I mean, that's my family or something with that. So she worked from Washington remote for 15 months.
Jeez.
Just like that. Yeah. She's like, I got on a plane like that weekend with all my work stuff, laptop and whatever.
That's smart.
I was like, that's so cool though, that like you can do that now,
It's really cool. And like people, it's probably more, I don't know about productivity. Like, do you work harder or less hard that you're at home? Depends.
I know that like when you're in an office, you're being watched.
Kind of, yeah.
Like your supervisors are walking around. Everyone is like people are walking around, and like it's a working environment.
Yeah.
So at home you have to like make it a working environment, or else like you'll just get distracted. Like I do get distracted sometimes, but also like I have the like ability just to like, do laundry or do dishes or like do something around the house.
Yeah.
Also at the same time, we're like, and we have an office at like the house. I live with Dylan, my boyfriend, and we made like one of the rooms into an office now that I'm working from home. So I like that. Like I like having like kind of an office set up, but sometimes if I'm not feeling it, like I'll just do it on the couch, honestly, bring my laptop downstairs and headset and stuff and turn the TV off. Yeah.
What are you doing? Gaming?
Yeah. No gaming. I work as a customer advocacy, so it's just like customer service.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, at the call center. And so
didn't you do that at Tech?
I worked in the financial aid center.
Okay.
So it was a little bit different.
But you're always talking to people.
But this one, I'm like answering calls and like doing emails and stuff like that. So it's kind of similar, but it's like call center setting.
Yeah.
I never thought I would work in like a call center, but it's not like what you think, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like it. And eventually I want to work my way up and do like sales and stuff. But
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Right now, like for my pregnancy, I think it's just like the best thing to do.
Low stress.
Yeah. Yeah. Not high maintenance or anything. So it's just all working out, really.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's wild. I actually talked to, when's the last time you talked to Mason?
Oh, not in a while. Not in a
like
long
years.
Time.
Yeah. Yeah. He called me the other day. I can't really disclose what he said on the air, but it was cool. I was like, whoa, this is weird. Like college friends calling. I wasn't really close with too many people in college. He was probably one of them.
Yeah. Wasn't he your little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool though. It was really cool to like catch up with him and talk to him.
He just like randomly called you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I mean, he had a question for me, but it was cool.
Yeah. Is he gonna come on the pod sometime?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never asked him.
Yeah.
But he works a ton.
He does?
He works a ton. Yeah.
He has a like full-time job and stuff?
Yeah. So it's so funny. There was this company called Hajoka, right? And they do like plumbing. So Hajoka is like the main company, and then they have a bunch of different companies within their franchise or under their umbrella. And so he got this internship type thing right out of college, and it was a management trainee program. So you like learn the sales position, you learn the front desk, you learn every position,
right.
And then essentially they'll put you where you're best in a management position at a certain division or wherever at. And so like he's like killing it, but he's also having to work like a lot of hours. So but he likes it. I mean, he's been doing it for like, I don't know, did he graduate your year or a year before you?
I think a year before me.
Yeah, so he's been doing it for like 2 years now.
Oh,
so,
good.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's awesome.
Pretty interesting to hear, like to catch up from college friends and wild.
I
wild
know
stuff.
it is. Time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
And I know I wish we could have like a reunion or something. Like
yeah, that'd be cool.
I do miss all of them. It was fun. We had a lot of fun, especially when we went to Chicago.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was the only time I've ever been to Chicago, and I really loved that trip.
Yeah, me too. That was my only time too. And honestly, I forget that I've been to Chicago, you know, and then I'm like, wait, no, I did. And yeah, it was awesome. I love Chicago too.
Yeah. I want to go back when it's not as cold because it's freezing.
Freezing. I thought my fingers were gonna fall off.
Yeah, that was like we went like
when Jared Larson like took us the wrong route to the hotel. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked like I think an extra 2 or 3 blocks when it was like right down the road. That's hilarious.
And like it was like the most cold it had been, like negative degrees, and there was like a warning out and stuff of like don't go outside basically.
Yeah.
I think we were there like a week after, so it wasn't as bad, but like still 16 degrees.
Yeah.
And we're from Texas, so it was like a lot. Yeah.
It was freaking miserable. It was still probably one of the most fun trips I've ever taken. I think it's because I've never really gone on a trip with like just friends like that. I went on a trip. Remember my buddy Daniel?
Yeah,
we went to LA and we randomly met up in LA.
Yeah.
That was like he's like more like family.
Right.
So
he's like your brother.
Yeah. So it's like not like a random spontaneous trip, which is what this kind of felt like to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that trip was really fun. Chicago was cool, and I'm going to go back. I'll go back eventually.
Yeah, it was. I agree. I definitely want to go back too.
Do you have anything on your list to do before having this child? Oh
my gosh, I want to do it all. Like I really want to do it all, but my time, like you can't really travel.
Yeah.
When you're like like 3rd trimester, almost like 7-8 months. So I have like a month left, and we're just trying to save money.
Yeah, smart.
So we're probably not gonna do anything, but not really. I'm just so excited to like meet my baby.
Yeah.
And like we're moving into our own place soon because we live with his like older brother in this like townhome.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna like find our own place, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
And then just like get that going, set up the nursery and stuff. But
that's awesome.
I mean, I want to go to a beach, honestly. If I can make it to a beach before like I give birth, I would love that.
That's hilarious.
But I don't know. Or New York. I love New York.
Yeah.
And I want to go back. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'd say, honestly, in the short time frame you have, New York is probably a little bit less likely not because of the time frame, but more likely because of COVID, you know, which like they're a little bit more strict up there, like a lot more strict. But
and I feel like I just need like a more of like a peaceful environment kind of where I can just like not be going all the time there, which like when you go there, that's everyone's like feels like they're on crack, like just all going all the time. But yeah, a beach. If I could go to a beach, that would be nice. Yeah. But I don't know. Might just be a dream of mine.
I think you could do it. I think you could squeeze a beach in the last couple months or a couple weeks. Possible.
Well, I'm talking about like Mexico Beach.
Oh, so
type.
maybe not then.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
My brain went to Florida. First.
Come on, Aaron.
Florida. I recently went to Florida for like the first time, really.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, and Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
I went to Hawaii. Yeah, I went to Hawaii this summer too, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
I ended up going twice within like 2 weeks.
How?
Yeah, it was. I went with my family. We went to Maui, and this was because I graduated, my older brother graduated, and my 2 younger brothers graduated from high school.
Okay.
So it was like a family trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we went to Hawaii, and it was the first time I'd ever been. I was so excited. And then I would say like a week and a half later, I went with Dylan, like last minute, because his family was going. We went to a different island.
Where'd y'all go? Oahu?
Oahu, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we went. Yeah, North Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we went. And
where the good beaches are.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like I thought like I could have stayed, honestly.
Yeah.
I did not want to leave.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd been there forever, like back to back like that.
Yeah. That's true. How long did you stay per time? Like a week at a time?
10 days, like each time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's
it
a
was
lot.
Nice.
That's really.
It was nice.
You were almost there for a month. Not straight, but like a month total.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was so nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. We were there for like, I think we were supposed to be there for 7 days. So 5 technically if you don't include the, like 2 travel days, 5 regular days. And Daniel and his girlfriend, his girlfriend got there a couple days after, so they decided to stay a couple days longer so she would have the full time. Mm-hmm. So he got a couple days, and then we were like, me and Taylor were like, I don't really want to go back. And so we literally like got another flight. We stayed for like an extra day.
Nice.
Which we literally just sat in the hotel and walked, and we didn't spend money because it was like we were already like
at the end of it.
Yeah, but it was so freaking awesome.
I know, it's like you don't want to go back.
Yeah.
And then you come to Texas and you're just like, oh, this is where I live.
Yeah.
You know?
It was weird coming back. Weird.
It was
transition.
weird. Yeah. Big transition. Yeah.
I don't know if I could go back to Hawaii though. I'm not a big flyer. Like I'll fly anywhere in the United States, but I get really motion sick. So like that flight, I was super nervous, and I was like, I had to pretty much sleep the whole time, which is hard to do. Like, especially you're excited to get to Hawaii, and like, it didn't end up being that bad, but I could not do back to back like you did. Like, there's no way I would be so sick.
Yeah, it was the time change. Like, it was weird. Like, going there, you're always like so excited. Mm-hmm. So like, it didn't really bother me. But going back, you'd get a flight, and it's like a 7-hour time difference. So like, you'd leave in the morning or like afternoon, and you'd come back, and it's like 6 a.m. It was just like weird. What is it called? Like jet lag or something? Yeah. So that was.
I forgot about the time difference. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was just like, I'm back. You know, like I was just in like Hawaii, and now I'm back. So like that sucked. But I don't know. The flight didn't really bother. It was long. Like it was so long. Yeah. But I think like when you're excited to go, it doesn't feel like that long, you know?
Yeah. Because we went from Austin to Vegas to California to Hawaii. So we had like a couple, or maybe it was just Austin, California, Hawaii, but I know there was a couple jumps in plane in travel. Mm-hmm. And we
long travel day.
Yeah, we left at like 6 a.m. and we traveled for 11 hours, and we got there at 1 o'clock in the evening, and we were like, we have the full day. We were freaking wiped out. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah, with my family, we took round trip, which
nice.
I guess was a little bit easier since you just go straight, and then you're not having to like jump flights.
Yeah. Did y'all? So we did Southwest, and they just recently, they weren't flying straight there from Austin, so we had to go like to other airports. But yeah,
I think we did American. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Makes sense. I think American goes straight there because it's
round trip. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think with Dylan's family, his mom is a flight attendant for Southwest, so we might have done Southwest on the way back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Casey, we just did an hour in here, pretty much.
Really?
We're like 55 minutes.
Dang. Wow.
Well, I'm about to wrap this up. Do you have anything else to say?
No. Thank you for letting me come on.
Thank you for driving all this way to come on and talk to me for an hour.
That was awesome.
That's wild. I can't believe it. And we'll have to do this again. Post baby.
Oh yes, you'll have to meet my baby.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a name? Is it secret or is it?
Wait,
Don't say it if it's a secret.
It's not a secret,
okay.
but I want to, like, if I could have kept it a secret, I would have. You know, like, there's just always questions like, before you find out the gender, oh, do you know the gender? Is it a boy or girl?
Yeah.
Or like, when is this? When is that? And now we find out the gender. Oh, what's the name? And it's like.
Don't say it. Don't say it. You don't have to say it.
Not on air.
Tell me off camera.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
I can do that.
Casey, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm so glad I got to do this.
Yes. And we got to catch up. It's been 3 years. That was cool.
3 years.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Casey.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. Bye, everybody listening. See you later.